Dating might seem, on the surface, like the process of finding someone to love. But for it to truly work, we first need to focus on something far more essential: the relationship we have with ourselves. We won't become successful in dating or in love more broadly until we develop a healthy and balanced understanding of who we are. Dating puts our judgment and our sense of self-worth to the test like nothing else. So what does it really mean to say that we must learn to love ourselves before we can love another? Simply this: we won't be able to recognize who is truly kind, who is genuinely good, or who deserves our time and emotional investment unless we are firmly on our own side. We need to move beyond doubting ourselves. We need to feel confident about what we deserve, and we need a grounded sense of our own value so we can clearly see who is capable of appreciating us, and so we don't fall into despair when we face the rejection that inevitably comes with the search for love. With that in mind, here are some guiding principles rooted in healthy self-love that can help us stay steady and relatively calm through the emotional ups and downs of dating. If someone takes an excessively long time to reply to a message, we should walk away. If we feel a sense of obligation, but deep down something doesn't feel right, we should walk away. If someone makes us feel ashamed or afraid, we should walk away. If we keep telling ourselves they seem perfect on paper, but something inside us quietly resists, we should still walk away. And above all, we must let go of the belief that our choices are limited. In reality, they are not. The possibilities are vast, almost endless. There will always be other people. The pool of potential partners is constantly renewing itself. Circumstances can shift in a moment, so we should give ourselves as much time as we truly need. We should be clear and honest about what we want. And if someone disappears the moment we express those needs, they would have left eventually anyway. All we've done is save ourselves time and emotional energy. We should also be careful not to push away those who show genuine kindness toward us. At the same time, we must resist the urge to immediately fall for those who ignore us. We need to accept, calmly and with grace, that most people won't choose us. We are not meant for everyone. And just as importantly, we don't want most people either. This process will reveal, in countless confusing ways, how one person may not align with another's expectations or hopes. That doesn't make us overly picky. We are, in truth, selecting for the most important role in our lives. We are trying to remain faithful to a deeply personal vision of happiness. And because of that, we have no choice but to be discerning, even difficult at times. But it's worth remembering something reassuring. We only need to be lucky once. We are not filling a bus with passengers, just one very important seat. And if an ex still lingers in our thoughts, making us feel that things could have been better with them, then the reality is simple. It couldn't have been. If it truly could, we wouldn't be here now. So let's not make things harder by romanticizing the past. Our former partners became exes for real, valid reasons, and we shouldn't feel overly envious of those who are married or seem settled. Life has a way of ensuring that sooner or later, everyone takes their share from the same cup of sorrow. In dating, just as in relationships, we need to be cautious of those who appear overly polite, eager to please, yet ultimately avoidant. These are the individuals who hide their lack of interest behind friendliness. They hesitate to be direct, fearing they might seem rude or hurtful, and in doing so, they end up wasting a great deal of our time. It's also important to recognize that some people are genuinely struggling. Mental health challenges are a real and present part of many lives. We should be aware of this and prepared for it. No matter how promising a situation may look at first, we must be careful not to assume too much, too soon. Clarity takes time. We won't truly know where things stand for quite a while. So we need to temper our excitement early on to avoid paying an emotional price later. It helps to repeat a simple reminder to ourselves, almost like a quiet mantra, whenever hope begins to rise. Maybe this is something, but we don't know yet. Attraction matters. This isn't shallow or unreasonable, it's essential. A romantic relationship asks for more than friendship alone. And when that feeling isn't there, we should acknowledge it honestly and move forward without guilt. We shouldn't rush into physical intimacy too quickly. Doing so can create a sense of obligation that becomes difficult and draining to untangle. Instead, closeness should grow out of emotional certainty, not be used as a shortcut to create it. There will be time for everything later on. For now, it's important to pace ourselves. Take breaks when needed. This process can feel intense, even overwhelming. It's natural to feel tired, discouraged, or even emotional at times. After all, it's exhausting to keep imagining possible futures, only to rewrite or erase them again and again. It can be painful to realize how far we still feel from where we want to be. That's why it helps to have someone steady and trustworthy, a kind, thoughtful friend, who can offer perspective when things start to feel confusing or overwhelming. And we should pay closer attention than we often do to a key question. Are we actually interested in them? Are their thoughts engaging? Do they enrich our thinking? Do they make us feel sharper, more alive? Do we genuinely care about their opinions? After all, we may end up sharing thousands of meals together. We must avoid one-sided situations entirely. Either someone is genuinely, instinctively interested in us, or we walk away. We are not here to persuade, chase, or convince someone to choose us. Rejection will happen many times. We need to be ready for it, and we must strip it of excessive meaning. It is not a judgment on our worth or our right to exist. More often than not, it simply reflects a lack of compatibility, not a failure of who we are. We also need to accept a difficult truth. We might end up alone, possibly for a long time, even indefinitely. And still, that is far better than settling for someone who doesn't truly fit. Being alone at least allows us to hold on to hope. Finally, we must allow this process to take as long as it needs. If we're still searching a year from now, or even longer, that's okay. Dating is not easy. It asks a great deal from us. There will be moments when we feel like giving up, moments when everything seems pointless. But the more we stay grounded in self-respect, the more we can hold on to one essential truth, especially after yet another disappointing encounter. We are not unlovable. We simply haven't found the right person yet.